Well, part of the problem here with us now to talk about all of that, consumer lawyer Dean Dunham, who runs a free advice website. Good morning.
Good morning.
When you, when this happens, because we heard about the details about this, or a few details about this yesterday, will we all get cheaper bills?
Well, we don't know yet, and I think the first thing I'd like to say is when this happens is a good point, because many people are thinking that this has happened, and some of the newspaper headlines have not helped. This is not happening until the summer of 2014. So that's something really important to remember. It's still a proposal. Will we get cheaper bills? Maybe not, because what's happened with this is that we are getting a simpler system, one that's not as confusing, but it may not be something that's cheaper for us all.
Why are tariffs so complicated at the moment?
Well, you've got the big six energy companies. They're all out there fighting for competition. They all want your business. They come out with lots of different tariffs to try and entice people. And what's happened over time, we've got tariff after tariff after tariff, and it's got more and more confusing as we've gone by. Why they're more, I don't know, but we've just lots of competition out there just to try and get your business, really.
So there's going to be 4 tariffs per provider.
There will now be just 4 per provider. Now, 2 of those will be mandatory. So the first one will be a variable standard rate. The next one will be a fixed rate over a fixed period of time, which is what most people go to. The other 2 will be whatever the energy companies want to do. So maybe they'll put in...
Sorry, when you say those first 2 will be mandatory, you mean that the energy companies have to provide...
They will have to provide those 2 tariffs. There'll have to be a variable rate, there'll have to be a fixed rate.
And so just to break these terms down, a variable rate will be, I mean, clearly one that goes up and down, but according to the wholesale price of the energy?
Well, this is the thing. It should be according to the wholesale price, and this really is what the government should have been doing. They failed. They didn't do that. So a variable is, it will move up and down, should be in accordance with wholesale. Is it? We're not sure. But it means that you'll get a slightly cheaper rate, but you don't know where your price is going to be.
And you're saying these changes are not coming in before 2014. What's to stop the companies then sort of levelling everything up before the new schemes are made mandatory?
Well, this is precisely what's going to happen, in my opinion. So what will happen is, at the moment, we've got a competitive market. There's lots of different tariffs. We've got price comparisons. People switch and they move around. What's going to happen is these energy companies will have to give you their cheapest rate. But this is where people may be confused. It's their cheapest rate, not the market's. So what we think will happen is that their best rate will be moved up. It won't be as cheap. So there'll be a levelling out exercise across all the big 6. And the big message is people must still switch. They must still use price comparison sites to see what the rest of the market is doing.
Okay, you see, it's all so much simpler going to be, isn't it?
Yes.
We'll see.
Or maybe not. Or maybe we'll have you in again a couple of times
with a blackboard
before the change. Good to see you. Thanks very much
very much.
indeed.